Hey everybody, I've been doing some work on my miniatures rules, now retitled Bowmen and Battlefields. Got to have that alliteration in there. And so I thought I'd take another crack at doing an alpha playtest. So that's what you get to watch me do today on Greyhawk Grognard. Okay, just to give you an overview of what's going on, we have a group of fighters from Sunndi in the world of Greyhawk over here. We've got 3 stands of elvish light infantry with bows. We've got 4 stands of medium infantry, and we've got 2 stands of light crossbowmen, and we have 1 commander back here. They're facing off against a group of orcs. We've got on this flank 3 stands of medium infantry. In the center, we've got 3 stands of heavy infantry. On this flank, we have a screening force of light infantry. You can tell because they have 2 units per stand. And behind them, we have 2 units of crossbowmen. And we've got 2 leaders on this side, which will give the orcs a little more flexibility. Now, one special rule that's in there is that orcs will always charge elves if they can. So when an orc unit comes within twice its normal movement rate of the elves, that unit will charge towards them. That is a special rule to give a little flavor as to what's going on. Other than that, I'm just going to get this stuff out of the way. The idea of the game is that a battle like this will take hopefully around an hour to play. Each figure on the table represents 25 individuals. So these light orcs here, they're 50 orcs per stand. These heavy units are 100, and the medium infantry is 75, and so on. We don't have, the only mounted unit we have here is the command back here, and that just gives them a larger movement rate. And if mounted troops attack foot troops, they get a bonus die. So that's about it. So I'm just going to go through it here. Nothing fancy. So the orcs are going to go first. And let's see here. So, first of all, we've got our heavy infantry. I look at the tables here, and despite the fact that they're orcs, heavy infantry is heavy infantry. Just make sure that is true. Yeah, they have a maximum of 12, so that's fine. So, the heavy infantry can move 6. They're the ones in the center. So that's 6 centimeters on the table. Oh, before I do that, first off, I have to roll command points. Roll a die to see how many command points I have. I have 5 command points. Orc troops do not get any command point bonus, so I have 5 command points. Command points can be used to either help rally units that have been broken, which we'll see in a bit. They also are used to move units. So if I activate a unit, I have to be in range of the commander, and I can activate a single unit and all the units that are adjacent to it. If during the course of the move a unit breaks off, that's where it has to stop, and it can be activated again. So I have 5 points, which means I can activate this whole block of medium infantry, this whole block of heavy infantry, and these guys and these guys. Commanders don't need command points to move. So my my heavy infantry is going to move ahead 6 centimeters in the center. My medium infantry goes 9, and they're going to move their maximum. I'm measuring from the front of the base to to the front of the base. So I just go like that. And then I know they are all the same unit, so they can all go. And despite the wrinkles, this is not hills. This is all supposed to be flat terrain. My light infantry can go 12. So I'm going to measure 12 centimeters. My foot command can move 6, and again, they don't need to be activated, they're self-activating. And now my medium crossbowman can move 9. So you can see, we're already starting to see a little breakup of the formation. And the Orcs have a command range of 12, so 12 centimeters. So these guys are still, everything is still within a command radius of the thing. Now note, these guys, they move 12, which means next time they're just out of range of having to charge these elves over here. So that might become important depending on how far the elves move. So that was the first turn for the Orcs. There's no fire and no melee. They can't fire because the crossbowmen, who have a range of 24, they can't see because they're blocked. They have blocked the line of sight by their friendly troops. In theory, they could shoot there, but they're way, way, way out of range. And there's no melee because nobody's adjacent. So now we have the Sunndi's turn. Sunndi gets 4 command points. Now, because Sunndi is commanded by a lord or a 10th level fighter, they get a bonus. The lord's bonus is 2. So they have 6 command points at this point. So my light infantry, I should say my light longbowmen, they have a movement allowance of 12, and their range is 21, so they're going to be able to move up and attack these guys. And they're just going to move. It won't matter if they're in range to fire their bows. They're going to be in range to get charged, so they might as well. The medium guys move 9. And my light crossbowmen, they have a range of, let's see, they have a range of 15, oh sorry, they have a range of 18 and a movement allowance of 12, so they can easily get in range of those guys. And technically I should not be measuring before I move, but this is just a playtest. And then my leader's going to move up. He's got plenty of movement points. I don't even have to measure. Now we have missile combat, because my bowman can attack these guys and my crossbowman can attack these guys. Well, technically the crossbowmen could, no, they're out of range to attack the heavy infantry in the center, but they're well within range, 18 centimeters, so these guys can attack these guys. Now, missile combat. Right, we did line of sight. Roll a d6 for each point of missile strength. So I'll start with my crossbowman. My light crossbowman have a missile strength of 1, so they roll 1 die. They are within 18, so they're at long range. They are not within 12. If they were within 12 centimeters, they would be in medium range and they would be able to get 2 dice. In fact, I'm going to retroactively just do that just to show what it looks like. Because now they're within 12 centimeters, so now they get an extra die to attack. So this unit is going to attack the one on the end. One second, just checking something real quick. Right. So on a roll of a 6, I get a hit. So this unit is attacking this one. I need a 6. Right? There's a hit on that unit. This unit is now going to attack this unit in the middle. Again, I need a 6, and I'm getting a bonus die because I'm in medium range. Just like in D&D. I got 2 5s. I do not hit. So the guy on the end is hit and will need to make a morale check in the next phase. Now I've got these guys, my longbowmen, my elvish longbowmen. They actually get a +1 bonus to their missile strength, which means they roll an extra die anyway. They're within long range because they are 20 centimeters away. And the range of a longbow is 21 centimeters. So this guy is going to attack that guy, needing a 6. Does not hit. This guy is also going to attack that guy, needs a 6. Misses. This guy is going to attack the guy on the end. Misses. So all 3 of my elvish longbowmen missed. This orc needs to make a morale check during the morale phase. All right. So to make the morale check, this unit rolls a d6. On a 1 or a 2, it is broken. On a 3 or 4, it must retreat. 5 or a 6, it makes the morale check. 3, so it must retreat. It retreats half of its movement rate. It's medium infantry, and medium infantry always moves 9. So it's got to move back 4.5 centimeters. And for this, I'm just going to go from the back base to the back base, 4.5 centimeters. Now note, this unit is now separated from these guys, so it would need an extra command point to activate to move. You do not need command points to activate something to shoot or engage in melee. It's only for movement. But now the orcs are going to start running into trouble because their units are starting to break apart, and it's going to require more command points to move them. Now the orcs don't have any missile fire because missile fire is done simultaneously in each phase. So the orcs don't have any, so now we move on to the next phase, which is melee. There is no melee, so that's 1 turn. Now the orcs go again. Orcs get a command phase. They roll to see how many command points they have. They have 1 command point, and they do not get a bonus. They don't get any bonuses. So this is going to be rough. They have to decide what they want to move, what they want to activate. Now, in this case, these guys are within charging range of these crossbowmen. They have to, if they're activated, they have to move. They have to charge these. Oh no, I'm sorry. I take that back. These guys aren't elves. These guys, if they're activated, would have to charge because they move twice their movement rate. And their normal movement rate for light infantry is 12. So it goes 12, 9, 6. Again, using those same D&D conventions. So the question is, do the orcs want to move up their heavy infantry, or do they want to make their light units charge the elvish bowmen? Well, I want to do that because I haven't done a charge yet. So the commander is going to activate these light orc infantry. They're going to charge because they don't have a choice because they're orcs. Orcs always must charge elves if they can. And now we're going to have melee. Now, because they're in melee, these bowmen can no longer use their missile fire. So now that was the only command point the orcs get. So that's the only unit they get to move, unfortunately for them. New phase is now the missile fire phase. The orcs have medium crossbowmen, and they have, at long range, they can shoot 21 centimeters. That is still way out of range of anything. So these orc crossbowmen aren't doing much at the moment. Now we have the melee phase, and we've got all this melee going on. Now, because these guys are all physically touching, this unit will melee with this, and vice versa. Melee happens simultaneously. Both sides try to apply hits. They're both light units, so they don't get any bonuses against each other. And the light, medium, heavy is sort of a combination of both how densely packed the soldiers are and also what kind of armor they're wearing. So light units are generally either unarmored or they have shields or leather armor or padded armor, and they're very well dispersed. Heavy units are generally wearing plate, sometimes chainmail, but they're also very tightly packed together. So it's a combination of the two factors. So for the melee phase, for each unit in melee, roll 1d6 plus 1 for the melee strength. So we've got our orcs do not get a +1 to their melee strength versus elves. So I get one die. I get 2 dice for every orc trying to attack the elves. The elves, on the other hand, get a +1 melee strength just in general. So first I'm going to roll the orcs against these guys. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. So 1. Okay, on a 5 or a 6, there is a hit. So this elf is hit and will need to make a morale check. This guy on this guy, a hit, and this guy on this guy, no hits. So these two will need to make morale checks, but they still get to engage in melee. So same thing, they get to melee, and it's a 5 or a 6. This orc needs to make a morale check, 5 or a 6, nothing. This one, nothing. These elves are not doing well at all. So these two elves make a morale check. This orc makes a morale check. We'll do the orc first. On a 1 or a 2, it's broken. 3 or 4, it retreats. 3, so it retreats. Half of its normal movement. It's a light unit. Normal movement is 12, so it's going to move back 6 centimeters. And again, I just measure back to back. Same problem. This guy is going to need a separate command point to activate. Now, elf is going to make one. 3 or 4, it retreats. Elven bowman, or I should say light longbowman, will have a movement of 12, so it's going to also move back 6. And now the elves are starting to get in that same problem. And now this one, 1. This one is broken at this point. And I did not think to have any tokens for this. That's bad on me. I don't want to just remember. So I'll just slip that under there to remind me that he is broken. Right, and a unit that is broken cannot. 1 second. No unit can. Right, so the broken unit cannot move, cannot melee, and cannot engage in missile fire. Now let's see what else here. Just checking my own work here. Just bear with me 1 second. No flanks or anything like that. Alrighty. All right. So I'm wrong. Broken units still get to engage in melee if they need to. All right. So that was the Orcs' turn. They charged. Now it is the, and that's all they get to do because they only have the 1 command point. Now it is the Sunndi turn. Let's see how many command points they get. They get 3. He's a lord, so he gets a bonus of 2. So he has 5 command points. And the lord has a command range of 16. So anything within 16 centimeters can be activated. And you do not need line of sight. So that's within range. That's within range. This unit is out of command range. So the leader unit would have to move over. And then on the next turn it would be able to activate that unit. But I'm going to just leave that unit there. With my 5 command points, these guys are going to back up a little. Well, does it matter? Yeah, no, in fact, I'm gonna move these guys up to hit those orcs at close range. Close range for light crossbowmen is 6. So these guys are going to move up like so, so that they're within their 6 centimeters to attack at close range. That's 1 command point. These medium guys, they can move 9, so they're going to move up. These guys are in melee, so they can't move. This guy's out of range, so he can't move. But my commander is going to move up to keep up with the troops. So now first we have our missile phase. These crossbowmen are at close range, so they get 2 bonus dice. So these guys are going to hit these guys. They need 6s, but they get 3 dice to try. No hits. These guys are going to hit these guys. Same thing. And a hit. So these guys must make a morale check. On a 1 or a 2, they break. 3 or a 4, they retreat. So they have a movement of 9, so they move back 4.5. They can't move into an enemy unit, but they can still move back to 4.5. So these guys, I'm sorry, they can't move through a friendly unit. So now you see we've got this situation where in order to move this group of medium infantry, it would literally take 3 command points because they're separated. If they're adjacent, they can still do it. So that's the human missile fire phase. Now we have the Sunndi human and elf melee phase. So these guys that are broken are going to melee with them. They need a 5 or a 6. They miss. These guys are going to do the same. They also miss. These guys, oh, I'm sorry, they're elves, so they get a +1 on their. They get an additional die. So I'll just roll that. And roll that. Okay, so they missed. Now they're orcs meleeing with elves, so they get a bonus die. So these guys miss. These guys hit. So now this unit must make a morale check. It's a 1, so it is broken. Oh, and I forgot. At the beginning of the phase, the Sunndi commander should have made a roll to see if these guys become unbroken. They do not. It's on a roll of, I believe, 5 or 6. They are unbroken. Oh yeah, rallying units, 5 or 6, they're unbroken, yes. So that's that. It is now the orc phase again, orc turn. Let's see how many command points they get. Another one. One command point. Yikes. And let's see, these guys, I think what's going to happen is the heavy infantry moves 6. They're not going to be able to do much. So I'm going to move up the medium infantry here. And the medium infantry is going to be able to hit them on their flank. And what this does is it gives a bonus to the it gives a penalty to that unit if it's forced to make a morale check. So now it is the missile fire phase. These crossbowmen are still out of range of anything because they are medium crossbowmen. They have a range of 18, and nothing is anywhere close. So, but now we have a a melee phase. So these orcs are going to melee those crossbowmen. The orcs do not get a bonus die because they're not elves. The crossbowmen. I'm sorry. Real quick. The medium infantry has a melee strength of 2, so they get 2 bonus dice. The medium crossbowmen. I'm sorry. The light crossbowmen have a melee strength of 1. So first the orcs are going to melee. They miss. Then the crossbowmen are going to melee. They get 1 hit. The orcs make a morale check, a 4. They're forced to retreat. Four and a half. And that's the orcs' turn. Now it's time for the Sunndis. First command points. They get 2 plus 2 because he's a lord, so they get 4 command points total. In this command phase, these guys get to rally. We'll try to rally this one first. 5 or a 6. Misses. 5 or a 6. Succeeds. So he's no longer broken. And what that means is that the unit that is no longer broken can engage in missile fire if it wasn't already in melee. And if it is broken again, this unit is just destroyed. So that's how units come off the board, is either they can't retreat or they are broken and are broken again or forced to retreat. I think. I'll look that up when it comes to it. Retreat. Half the movement range. Movement points. Right. So they get 4. So these medium troops are going to keep plugging forward. Well, first, the Lord has a range of 18, I believe? 16. So his command range is 16. This unit is still out of range, so he can't activate it to move. He can activate these medium infantry, and he's going to do that. He's going to move them forward. And now we have missile fire. Both of these units are going to shoot at that guy. Because they are at close range, they get 2 bonus dice. So they get 3 dice. 5 or 6 they hit. 1 hit. And then the other unit, 2 hits. So now this guy must make a morale check for the first hit. 1 or 2 it retreats. 1 or 2 it's broken. 3 or 4 it retreats. So it's going to retreat. And here's the morale check for the other one. So it is broken and it retreats. If it was broken twice, it would just be destroyed. So remarkably, it catches up to that first unit that had to retreat. However, it's broken. That was the missile fire phase. Now we have a melee phase. The regular unit is going to attack. It's elves, so they get a +1 on their melee. They got a hit. The broken unit can still melee even though it's broken. And it misses. So now these orcs must make a... well, first, the orcs get their chance. Because they're attacking elves, they get a bonus die. This one first. Misses. This one misses. Now this orc unit must make a morale check. It makes its morale check because it rolled a 6. You always want to roll high. High is good in this game. That's the human's turn. See, it's kind of going quickly by. It's meant to be a fast play kind of game. New turn for the orcs. Let's see if they can get more than one command point. Yes, they finally got a decent number of command points. So the orcs, with their well, first of all, they're going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to rally this unit, and they're going to spend a command point to help. So normally you need a 5 or a 6 to rally normally. Now they need a 4, 5, or 6 because the orcs are using one of their command points. And it didn't matter, they're still broken. And they still have 4 movement, command points. So orcs have a command radius of 12, command range of 12. So this unit is out of command range. All the rest are in command range. So we'll start down here. Medium troop, it's going to move 12. So they're actually in range of shooting at these guys. The heavy troops move 6. So this is an interesting... No, they're just out of range, all of them. But next turn there will absolutely be some heavy-duty melee. And because there's only 3 orc units, but there's 4 medium Sunndi units, the orcs kind of shifted over a little bit to stagger so that the men will have to decide how they want to allocate their attack. And then we've got this unit can move. It can move 9, so it can actually engage this unit right now. And it's going to do so. And then they self-activate to keep up. So now we have melee here. Orcs, not against elves, so they only get the 1 die. Medium infantry gets a bonus of 2. So it's going to roll 3 dice total on that unit. 3 hits. Yowza. And then this unit will melee back. Same thing. It's medium infantry on medium infantry. No hits. So this unit must make 3 morale checks. Broken, retreat, save. So it is... So it retreats the same 4.5 that the orcs were. And it's broken. The orcish crossbowmen, they are medium crossbowmen, so they have a range of 24. They can attack. They could attack the commander. Now, if they kill the commander, it's not easy because they get a saving throw and so forth. But if they kill the commander, then you only get a max. You don't get the bonus, and you get a maximum of 3 command points per turn. However, they're not going to go for that. They're going to lay on all of their fire on this unit on the end here. So we've got 2 units attacking. Medium crossbowmen have a missile strength of 1, so each gets a bonus die. They've got line of sight because any part of this unit can see any part of that unit. Normally, friendly units block line of sight, but this guy's got line of sight there, no problem. So here we go. One hit. 5s or 6s hit. So this now must make a morale check. It is broken. Yeah. Okay, so after a brief interruption to deal with the child, the orc turn is now complete. They did their missile fire. They did their melee. Oh no, they did their missile fire phase. Now they do melee. Hoping I didn't double that up, but if they did, we'll deal with it. So orcs on this guy gets 2 dice because it's an orc attacking an elf. 2 misses. These, same thing. 1 hit. Elves on the orcs. Elves get a +1 anyway. 1 hit. 2. Okay, so everything that wasn't already hit got a hit. So morale check. We'll do the elf morale check first. Broken. And then this orc is also broken. Everybody's broken. Yay. So basically that means these guys are going to be slogging it out until one of them gets broken again. So that was the orc turn. Now it is the Sunndi turn. See how many command points Sunndi gets. 1 plus 2 for being a lord, so 3 command points. The command radius of a lord is 16 centimeters, so he cannot activate this unit. However, he can activate the rest of these units. So we have 3. We're going to spend 1 point to try to rally this crossbowman unit. So we'll try to, in the command phase, he tries to rally. He succeeds. He's going to try to rally. He just gets a normal roll. Misses. Succeeds. Misses. So now, the Sunndi player only has 2 command points left because he used 1 to help him rally. So he can activate 2 units. He's going to activate this one to move forward to go with the ones he's on. And this is a tough position because the Sunndi player needs to decide, do they want to keep all their units together like this, because this one can't move because it's broken. So you've got all these heavy orc units bearing down on them and the crossbowmen hitting them from the side. So at the moment, rather than sacrifice this unit, he's going to keep them all together. Actually, no, I take that back. Yeah, this unit is going to cut forward there. This unit is going to cut forward there. So now we've got these medium units attacking these heavy units. All of these crossbowmen can now lay on withering fire as they're at close range. Are they at close range? Yeah, they're at close range, barely, of that heavy unit. So first off, we've got missile fire. So these 2... Wait a minute. No, I goofed. That's what's going on. So these 2 are going to attack this medium infantry unit here. So 1 light crossbowman has a missile strength of 1, so it adds 1 to its it adds an additional die, so 2 dice trying to get a 6 or 5. Misses. This one, same deal, 5 or a 6. 1 hit. This unit must make a morale check. 3, it retreats. Medium, so it goes back 4.5. And again, it's going to go right next to him. So that's all the missile fire. These guys can't engage in missile fire because they are in melee. This guy, in theory, could, however, engage in missile fire. I just realized he's not broken anymore. So light longbowmen have a 7, 14, or 21. They're in medium range. So, oh yes, are they going to do that? So first of all, he's a medium longbowman, gets a missile strength of 2. So that's 3 dice. He's at medium range, so he gets another die. And elves, if I'm not mistaken, don't have a missile. There is no. Oh no, they have a +1 missile strength. So these elvish guys. Oh no, I'm sorry, they're light. So let's go through this again. Just because 1 light longbowman gets a bonus of 2, medium range, and elves, yes, so they get 5. So rolling 5s or 6s trying to. Actually, they're going to attack this one because they can, because that part of the unit can see that part of the unit. So, oh no, but they're engaged in melee, so they can't be fired into. So yeah, these guys are going to fire there. 1, 2, 3 hits. So now this unit must make 3 morale checks. 2 brokens means he's removed from the board. First casualty. And usually once units start going off the board, they start going off rather rapidly. At least that's what I've seen in the past. So that is the missile fire phase. Now we have the melee phase. We've got a bunch of melee going on here. We've got 3 Sunndi medium infantry attacking 3 Orcish heavy infantry. So medium infantry has a melee strength of 2. Heavy infantry has a strength of 3. So we have 1 for the normal, then 2 because they're medium. Now in melee, calculating hits. Just checking one thing real quick. Right, that doesn't. Okay. So yes, so each one of these is going to get 3 dice to attack the orcs. So we'll start down here. 5s or 6s. 1 hit. And a morale check. He's broken, but he'll still get to melee back. This one, 1 hit, morale check for the orc. He's fine. This one, 5s or 6s, miss. So now the orcs get to melee back. We'll start at the bottom again. Now, because they're heavy units, they get another die because they have a melee strength of 3. These guys aren't elves, so they don't get any other bonus. Just double check, make sure I'm right on that. Yep. So, starting up here, 1, 2 hits on the human unit. 2 breaks. He's destroyed. Another casualty. This time on the side of Sunndi. So, same thing there. 2 hits and morale check. Again, wow. That might be the deciding point of the battle. This charge in the middle. And then in the middle, 1, 2, 3 hits. So 3 morale checks for this Sunndi unit. Broken and retreat. Medium unit normally moves 9, moves back 4.5. And he's broken. Wow, that is not good for the forces of Sunndi. Those heavy infantry are just murder. So that was the human Sunndi turn. Now it is the Orcs' turn. Let's see how many command points they get. 6 command points. Now they can actually do some real damage here. So medium units move 9. At least medium foot units move 9. So these guys are going to move in on that straggler. Oh, wait. First they get to rally. So let's rally these guys. Okay, he's no longer broken. Then we'll rally this guy. He is no longer broken. That was critical for the Orcs, because the Orcs are now going to be able to do some real damage here. So they're going to move up to melee with them. These guys are going to both melee with him. So that's 1, 2, and then this guy can move and flank him. And we'll see what flanking does. Well, maybe we'll see what flanking does in a minute. So now it is the melee phase. Oh, and these guys will move up. And yeah, so these guys are still out of command range, but they should be in command range on the next turn. Let's make sure of that. So now we have melee missile fire, 2 medium crossbowmen. So medium crossbowmen have a missile strength of 1, so they get 2 dice, both hitting there. 1 hit. 1 hit, so he must make a morale check. He made his morale check, so nothing happened there. Now we move on to the melee phase. We'll start here. Medium infantry gets 2 dice. 2 bonus dice. So, miss, miss, miss. This one, same thing. Miss, miss, miss. We've got 1, 2, 3 heavy infantry. So 1 for being normal, 3 for being heavy infantry. So 4 dice. We'll roll this one first. Oh, the flank. Right. So if this guy causes him to make a morale check, his morale check is made at -1 because he's being attacked on somewhere other than the front face. So first we'll do him on the flank. 2 hits, morale check. Oosh, very dead. Those heavy infantry are murder. Yeah, it's pretty much over for them. Oh, but that guy does get to make an attack of his own. He's going to do it against the flanking guy. Miss, miss, miss. And that's because melee is done simultaneously. So now the Orcs are going to attack there. Those are medium infantry, so they get 3 dice. Do that one first. Miss, miss, miss. This guy. Miss, miss, miss. Now the light crossbowmen get to melee back. Light crossbowmen have do not get a melee bonus. Oh, actually, yes, they do. They get a melee bonus of 1. So, but they can't initiate melee. So they couldn't. These crossbowmen couldn't move adjacent to them, but they can. If they're moved adjacent to, they still get the bonus. So this guy first. Miss, miss. This guy, 2 hits on that medium, so he must make 2 morale checks. He must retreat, and he must, and he's broken. He's blocked by his own command thing though, so he must move 2 centimeters. As long as he can move 2 centimeters, he's fine. If that command unit had been any closer, that unit would have died. Because if you're forced to retreat and you can't retreat at least 2 centimeters, you're dead. So now the orcs, however, get there. Oh no, that was there. Right, so that's the orc turn. Now it is Sunndi's turn. Let's see how many command points they get. 6 command points. Alrighty. So we're going to pour a point into there to help them rally, and a point into there to help them rally. So let's do their rally first. Nope. And their rally. Yes. So they are no longer broken. That leaves me with 6 command points because you get the bonus of 2 for being a lord. So now let's make sure the lord has a range of 16. Are we within 16 centimeters? We are not. So that guy still can't be activated. This guy is broken. This guy's in melee. This is the only unit that could be activated. And he's going to be activated, and he's going to... Now, you know what? There's really no point at this stage. He's just going to stay where he is and try to take out as many orcs as he can. So, and he couldn't help him in melee. Like, I couldn't just turn him to hit him on the flank because he's a crossbowman unit. He's not a regular infantry unit. He can't initiate melee. So he can't move adjacent to an enemy unit on purpose. Otherwise, that's exactly what he'd do to try to take out that medium orc infantry. So now we have melee missile fire. This guy is going to missile fire at him because he can hit him on there like that. 1 hit. He must make a morale check. He made it. So he's still broken, but at least he didn't get destroyed by the incoming bows. Now this crossbowman is going to attack this heavy infantry unit, just right there, and he's within close range. So we have a light crossbowman, has a missile strength of, first you get 1 die, and he has a missile strength of 1, and he is at close range, so he gets a bonus of 2. So he gets 4 dice against that heavy unit. No hits. So, now it is the melee phase. These guys will melee with them. They get a bonus of 1, because they're elves. 1 hit, he must make a morale check. He makes it. This guy, he gets 1 hit. This orc unit must make a morale check. Fails it. This guy is destroyed, but he gets to melee before he goes. So he gets 2, because he's fighting elves. 2 misses. So he is removed, because he was already broken, and he got broken again. And now this orc gets to melee. He hits. The elf makes a thing and makes his morale check. We now have melee up here. Crossbowmen have a strength of 1, so they get 1 bonus die. 2 hits. The orcs must make 2 morale checks. They're broken, and they retreat. Because 2 is broken, 3 or 4 is retreat. And he moves half of his movement speed. So 4.5 back. But before he does that, he gets to attack. He gets 3 dice because he's medium infantry. 2 hits. The Sunndi crossbowman must retreat. And I don't know if you notice, they do retreat straight back. There's no bobbing and weaving across the board. All right. Yeah, we're pretty much we're pretty much done here. There's nothing Sunndi can do against all the remaining troops that the Orcs have. I mean, losing those 3 medium infantry right in the middle there really killed them. So I'm not going to make it go any longer because there's just no point. All they have left are the elves and a couple of crossbowmen. I mean, it's not going to work. So yeah, that is the second playtest. So there we have it. Our second battle. The Orcs decisively won. Those heavy infantry really take a toll. The Sunndis didn't have anything comparable. I mean, they had missiles, but because the Orcs immediately charged to get to them, they didn't really have a chance to show off on the battlefield as they might. So yeah, there we go. I still found a couple of things I want to tighten up in the rules. I'll probably go through one more iteration of the rules and probably one more battle, make it a little more complex. I'll start adding terrain onto things, and for the next one probably, because I do have terrain rules. And we'll see. I think it's coming along great. It's pretty much what I was hoping it would be. The whole thing, you get to play a battle in an hour and a half. We had a bunch of units on the board, and I think it worked. So anyway, please, if you've stuck around this long, let me know what you think in the comments. Any comments on the rules themselves, anything general, please let me know. And I'm hoping that this will help enable me to start running some miniatures games in the world of Greyhawk at conventions and such. And maybe people will find other uses for it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later.
Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Below you'll find links to my Patreon, which helps make these videos possible. You'll also find the web store where you can buy my books, and my blog where you'll find all sorts of free downloads and other articles. Thanks, and have a great day.